Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and this is the Big Frig Thunderstruck Super Series and Killin Time Tour Mod division. So, getting ready to get this ball rolling tonight as we are jumping right into warm up. No B main tonight as 14 drivers are here, so nobody's going to go home. Everybody's going to be racing. So, excited to see how that all plays out. But, yeah, a little shorter field than what we're used to. Used to seeing a pretty big B main, but we're gonna have some good racing nonetheless. As we still got some really good drivers on track ready to go. So we'll let these 2 minutes kind of scoot on by as we get ready to grid up and get 125 laps here at Bristol. Let's see if we can check around on the points and see what's going on as far as the point standings go. And because right now it's sort of with a few drivers out, I mean, it's really a three-way battle between AJ Rogers, Josh Oswald, and Michael Steffen. AJ Rogers, 314 points with the one win. 303 for Josh Oswald in second. Has yet to win a race, but has been extremely fast all season long. And then Mike Steffen at 290 points. Gonna need some help for any of them to really move up or down, but Mike Steffen with a win, looking really strong. So. Well, congratulations, Sam. Definitely worth missing the race over. We'll definitely miss you, but probably a lot more fun where you are. All right, warm-up is finishing, and we're going to jump right into the grid and see 14 drivers tonight and who's going to come away with the victory. As we go ahead and pull up the grid, AJ Rogers takes the pole with Mike Hasty on the outside of the front row. Josh Oswald starting third. Tyler Rice starting fourth. Brandon Meyer starting fifth. Mike Steffen starting sixth. George Fernandez seventh. Alex V starting eighth. Ninth is Will Dravicki. 10th, William Griffith. 11th, Jonathan Cofield. 12th, Chuck Feltz. 13th, Ray Page. And Thomas Capuano brings up the rear of the field. As always, want to thank our sponsor, Big Frig, for sponsoring the series, and definitely want to thank Killin Time for sponsoring this Wednesday night series. Gotta love Bristol, man. Just a fun track, and a little bit different than what we're normally used to seeing with tour mods. Be a little bit more aggressive on the throttle. Got a lot of banking to work with, so you'll see the high line be pretty strong. But with it being open setups, it'll be interested to see how much that bottom line will work if someone has it set up that way. We've seen people use the bottom to make a lot of passes as everybody kind of works their way to the top, as it allows you to keep a lot of momentum up. But you can work that bottom, you can make a lot of passes. So excited to see who can come up with that. And pace car is off, getting ready to go green here. AJ Rogers leads us down to the green flag. And green flag is out to 2:17s. A.J. Rogers technically in the 0:17, but Josh Oswald in the red 17. So far, so good for A.J. He's able to clear. Got sort of a 4-car breakaway here. Josh Oswald looking a little aggressive already, working the bottom side, going to get position. Caution is out, though, as George Fernandez puts it in the fence. Definitely has a little bit of engine damage there. We'll have to go and get a fast repair as he goes a lap down. Let's go back and see what happened to old George. The 30 on the outside of Will Dravicki, and they just kind of get together there. Ray Page just trying to dodge him, and Chuck Phelps gets a piece of that. Sort of a racing incident there, not surprising. Guys fighting over a lot of real estate, especially coming off the bottom. You have to be careful when doing that, as the guy on the top is going to have a huge run, and it can be difficult to judge sometimes. Well, the two front runners in the point standings up front. And A.J. Rogers, really all he has to do is just keep racing like he's been racing. If he doesn't get in trouble in the next 3 races, the 2 after tonight, he should have a pretty good chance of taking home this championship. But a lot of things can happen. I mean, if he has an issue tonight, that is enough to catch Josh Oswald up pretty quickly. Usually most championship point standings are 1 point, so each spot being a point. So if A.J. Rogers has an issue tonight, that would give Josh Oswald a 1 point or 2 point lead. 1 or 2 points. So A.J. not the type to really have too much trouble. Why he's leading the points now. But Josh is going to have to keep the pressure on. Make sure he leads some laps, try to lead the most laps, and finish ahead of A.J., and that's the best that he can do with only 3 races remaining. Got Bristol tonight, got Lanier next week, and then Nashville Fairgrounds, which I'm excited to see that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Chuck Phelps coming out of pit road, gets a little bit of repairs on that 75 after getting into George Fernandez as he was spinning up the track. Front end still looks a little bit pushed in, but they're going to save that fast repair, which is probably not a bad move. I'm expecting Bristol to be sort of a green flag-ish type race. Lots of room to race here. And a couple lines that will work, but we'll see how it all plays out. Let's get ready to restart. A.J. Rogers is going to have control this time. He gets a good jump. And Josh Oswald is going to file in right behind him with Mike Hasty on the inside of Tyler Rice. You see just how strong that outside line is when he gets to run down this straightaway. The inside line really wants to use the whole track. You dive down the bottom, you see Hasty wants to be able to go, as Tyler Rice gets into the wall. But when you're on the bottom, if you can use the whole track, it can be really fast. We have a pass for the lead, though, as Josh Oswald takes the lead on lap 11. But you see how they're able to use the whole track there when they're single file. But you get someone on the outside, that makes it difficult on exit to keep that momentum up. But I would imagine we'll see low line early, start to see the high line pick up as the race goes on and these tires start to wear out. Bristol could be tough on tires, especially with only one set. Makes it difficult to save tires, just how much speed there is. And you keep a lot of speed. Caution is out again. Not really sure what for. William Griffith goes around. I don't have a... we go right into it. Kind of bounces off the 42 there, gets into the wall. 531. Not even sure who that is. Oh, 53, excuse me. 53, that's Jonathan Cofield. It's his first night racing here. But William Griffith just gets into the wall in that 12 machine, climbs up the wall, and brings out our second caution. Chuck back down pit road along with Cofield as they either get a faster pair or damage fix. We'll see how long he stays on pit road. Yeah, doing the smart thing. Normally it takes about 3 seconds for the faster pair to kick in, but he's doing the smart thing. Oh, and gets about 10 seconds of damage. Well, talking about points battles, it's really, really surprising to not be talking about Mike Hasty, which we spent a lot of the last season talking about him in points. Him and Josh Oswald just going toe-to-toe all season. Was able to get that championship at the end of the season. So our previous champion, though, just hasn't had a good season. Been caught up in a lot of stuff that some of it his doing, some of it not his doing. He currently sits 6th in points, well out of the championship hunt unless those two or three of them don't show up for a while. So a little surprising to see that. But competition's really ramped up this season. And I tell you what, Mike Hasty, plenty fast enough. I just wonder if his qualifying efforts have been kind of what has kind of held him back a little bit with a. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It'd be something to ask Mike. I'm just speculating just to pass the time, really. But he's normally starting inside the top 10. Just has been caught up in a lot of stuff. I think that's really the summary of his season. So hopefully he can have a good recovery tonight. Maybe get a win before the end of the season. That'll be a definitely a confidence booster for him. All right, Josh Oswald going to have control of the restart on lap 18 of 125. So we'd love to see these guys kind of get spread out and get some laps in. Kind of watch a big group of them here. Somebody going down to the inside real slow and ran right off the bat. Mike Hasty is going to get loose, and Hasty goes down to the inside wall. No caution this time, though. See if caution does come out. Doesn't. So, wow, he stayed green. Very, very surprised to see that. But just talked about it. Mike Hasty already in trouble. Let's go back and see what happened there. Gets under the 17 on that restart. Goes down to the corner. really tight on that right rear. Josh Oswald. Oswald gets down on the apron, comes up and clips him, and kind of sends him packing there. So currently going a lap down here, so he's got to fight, get back on the lead lap, and it seems like his car may have some issues. So yeah, like I said, just man, it's not been a good season for Mike. As now he is going a lap down, and definitely car seems to be struggling just a little bit. But after that, Braden Meyer in the 33 in that green car. Short track guys tell you green is sort of unlucky. But right now it's looking pretty damn good as Brandon in the second place. He's got AJ Rogers all over the back end, though. Going to slide a little bit, give AJ the top side. We'll see if AJ can do anything with it just yet. Going to get a huge run off the corner. What a great move by the 17. He goes down to the inside, should be able to complete that pass as Mike Steffen, Tyler Rice starting to hunt these fellas down. You just see how fast these guys are going around this track. 140 miles an hour entering into, got cautions out. Don't know what happened there. Let's go back and see. Started with maybe Griff and the 42 of Alex V. Oh, Griff gets into the wall again, clips Alex. Oh my goodness. Big wreck as Alex goes into the wall, flips upside down. And that brings out our third caution of the night. Won't see any pit stops tonight as everybody, unless they're fixing damage, as always, only one set of tires, fuel enough to make it the full 125 laps. So taking care of your tires is super important. But we'd love to see them go green here. I'm always a little surprised about how, with Bristol being such a fast track and a lot of room, multiple grooves, always surprised when I see a lot of cautions here. Love to see them fan out and see how they can race. You only got the one fast repair, so if you've used it already, you have to be a little bit more cautious, as you will not have another reset. Of course, Mike Hasty, glad to see that caution as he's able to get back on the lead lap. As we see Mike coming down pit road now. We'll see if he gets his fast repair, or if he tries to fix a little bit of the damage. He's been, this season, seen a lot of him getting a fast repair, going right back on track, getting caught up in someone else's mess. Looks like he's electing to try to fix a little bit of the damage. So it comes back on track. And still have another couple laps before we go back green. All right, getting ready to go back green. Pace car going to right to the left. Josh Oswald going to immediately take off. Kind of jumbles up this group as somebody wasn't ready. I don't think Brandon was quite ready for that restart. And but everybody able to make it out of there clean as we watch this battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Man, Tyler Rice looking real racy on that inside. Car looks really strong. Steffen looks strong, but the 30 of Will Dravicki basically pushing Mike Steffen through the middle of the corner. Side by side, though. But look out. This is awesome. Oh, Ray Page goes into the wall and goes around. And caution is out again. Kinder Farmer Edge Wreckage Rewind. They're getting their money's worth tonight. Rig gets a little bit of that apron, gets a little bit loose, and man, George Fernandez gets a tail slap from the devil himself. Well, there's just not much you can say about the number 17, Josh Oswald. Well, on lap 37 of 125, man, we still got a long way to go. Under our fourth or fifth caution at this point, I don't know which one, but we're going to start racking them up pretty quick. As your running order is Josh Oswald, AJ Rogers, Brandon Meyer, Mike Steffen, Will Dravicki, your top 5. Got some guys on the move. A couple people have moved up a couple spots. Will Dravicki up 4. Been hard to really make any moves as it's just been under caution a bunch. So need to get some green flag laps. See what these guys got and what they got. Maybe see somebody who's been at the back who can work their way to the front. We saw Tyler Rice, Mike Steffen, Will Dravicki on rails there. Will Dravicki looking pretty strong. Running in that 5th place. Saw him kind of on the outside behind Mike Steffen. Side by side, really nowhere to go. You have to be patient. All right, back to green flag racing. As green flag is out. Brandon Meyer gonna try to sneak to the inside of AJ Rogers. Does see that bottom line before you get the car wound up. Looks really, really strong. As the car gets wound up that outside. Ooh, Brandon Meyer looking racy as he's looking to the inside of the 17. Has to back out of it a little bit. You see that momentum loss allows the 17 of AJ Rogers to get to his outside. Now the cars are wound up that inside, not as strong. And AJ Rogers just drops right back around and should finish the pass right here. As now Brandon, what looked like a promising run up to the front, all of a sudden, as soon as they get wound up, not Not able to keep up with that outside line, so something to think about. Check in on Jonathan Cofield. This is his first night in Thunderstruck in the Tour Mods. Having a good race. Up 4 or 5 spots where he started. We saw him in an incident early, but has been able to recover. And is working the top side around Tyler Rice. Tyler holding strong, though, on the inside. And he is able to take over that 6th place, so he looks ahead to Mike Steffen. Get to run down the back straightaway. Cofield making that top side work. It looks really, really strong right now. See if he elects to, is he going to try the bottom or just continue to work that top side? One thing we do know about the top side is it will wear the tires out quite a bit. So if you're trying to preserve tires, the top side will eat them up just a little bit faster, but it's less about the line that you run and more about how you take care of it with the wheel, the pedal, all that kind of stuff. Is Steffen going to jump up the outside? Working on Brandon Meyer right in front of him. This is a battle for 4th place. Is Cofield going to go down the inside? It's a great race here as Cofield gets a little bit loose there. That's going to give Mike the inside. He's really trying to find a way around this 33 car. Brandon Meyer looking really, really fast. Can't quite do it on the outside. He's going to look down the inside. Brandon going to defend the bottom. Not ready to give it up just yet. Steffen kind of sees the leaders kind of getting away. See if he's going to push the issue. He's got a lot of pressure from the out back as Jonathan Cofield getting her wound up. But a really good battle here is Cofield all the way up top. Getting huge runs off the corner. Kind of hoping that Brandon Meyer will be too concerned. Oh, that was very, very close, but a huge run on the outside. Cofield able to get to the outside. Brandon Meyer almost was able to close the door, but not quite. Jump down to the inside as he's made his way up. So, oh my goodness, and Will Dravicki, I can't tell if it was net code as they're all just plowing into the back of each other. And oh, my Casey just goes ahead and takes him out. And then Chuck Pegleg just barrels through the whole field. God, they were wrecking for like half a lap. The wreck started on the backstretch and just they kept wrecking all the way around. As it's hard to say, but it looked like that was net code. As they really didn't make contact. Yeah, it looked like a little bit. It was quite a bit of net code actually, because we're at a weird angle. I could see how much it was, and real Dravicki just trying to get it sorted out. And no caution came out, so guys were just not slowing down, trying to take advantage of that situation. And man, a lot of people got themselves in some bad spots. Go on board with Chuck Phelps as he gets a yeah, it's a tough deal there, but when you try to Days of Thunder through that, it could be bad news. You see a wreck happen in front of you. Hope maybe they get out of the way and you can kind of scoot on by, gain some spots. But the whole track was kind of blocked there, so no real place for any of them to go. Hasty and Cofield come down pit road. Yeah, Hasty was definitely trying to take advantage of that and kind of put himself in a bad spot. Go back and look at that one more time. He's on the back bumper of Ray Page. He sees the wreck happening, and of course Ray Page does come down. Yeah, I mean I can't really say Hasty did anything wrong there. Everybody was just kind of all over the place, just trying to avoid Will, and everybody was checking up, and guys just trying to fight for some real estate there. So hard to say really anybody did anything wrong. It was just a mess for about half a lap there. If we're not careful, we're only going to have a couple cars at the end of this race. Ray Page, Alex V, George Fernandez seem to be put a lot of work into those repairs. Well, right now, looks like about 8 cars on the lead lap out of 14. Been a real messy race. And so we go back green. Tyler Rice must be extremely off the pace as Cofield just goes ahead and finishes him off. I don't know what that was all about, but Tyler Rice sitting backwards, so obviously had some sort of engine issue on that start. Just was not going. But we watched the battle for the lead as Oswald has a nice little gap there. Mike Steffen trying to work on the back bumper. Going to the inside of Brandon Meyer. You see just how tough it is as the tires start to wear that top side. Very, very strong, hard to complete that pass. And as they continue to do that, the front two will just sort of step away. The banking on this track really puts a lot of heat in those right side tires. They get really, really hot, and that causes a lot of wear. And that bottom side just not what it was early on in the race. Oswald with about half-second lead over A.J. Rogers. And he's doing what he has to do. He's trying to lead the most laps, control this race. A lot of cautions that gives him control of the restarts, and hope that he can manage that gap and get this win and shorten that gap in points with him and A.J. Check back in on the battle for third place. Mike Steffen still trying to get around him, just not quite able to figure out how he's going to do it. See, he's not really fiddling with the bottom anymore. So we're working that middle lane, really hoping that Brandon will just kind of make a mistake. Definitely don't hear a whole lot of off throttle time. Seems like they're driving in deep, get off the throttle just a little bit, maybe give it a little break to help it turn to the middle, and then right back on the throttle, keeping that momentum up. Really, really important to be fast here. He's definitely going to try the inside again. Oh, and there it is. Finally, the mistake that Mike Steffen was looking for, and that does give him the third place as we go back and watch Cofield and Dravicki race side by side. Cofield gets a nice run off the bottom there. Going to take over that fifth place, set his sights on Brandon. Next car after Will is Chuck in 7th place on the lead lap. He is the last car on the lead lap. William Griffith, Mike Hasty both lap down. Multiple laps down, actually. Hasty 1 lap down, William Griffith 2. So Hasty will get the lucky dog if caution does come out. Going back up to 3rd place, Steffen not able to get away just yet. Thought maybe he would start pulling away from the 33, but 33 fighting back. But we're getting ready to have a little battle for the lead as the 217s are going to go after it here pretty soon, as AJ Rogers has been slowly tracking that red machine of Josh Oswald down. It depends on the lap, but about a half a tenth a lap. Josh been running that bottom line. I would be interested to see if he, as AJ gets closer and closer, if he doesn't jump up to the top side. It can be very difficult to make that pass on the inside, so I'd be interested to see if he jumps up into more of a defensive line. Of course, he may have his setup may, just be better on the bottom. So we'll see what he decides to do. AJ is there. He's still running the bottom line, so seems to be where he's most comfortable. As we definitely have clicked off the laps pretty quickly, as we're on lap 92 of 125, so not much time left. I'd imagine Oswald going to fight pretty hard. Brandon Meyer is, we have an accident on the back stretch, and yellow flag is back out again. Let's go back and see what happened. Brandon Meyer with Cofield on the inside. Cofield going to grab that apron and clip Brandon, and Chuck is involved again, so. Let's go back and watch that wreck from Chuck Felt's view. You'll see Cofield grab that apron right here. Oh, get up out of the way. And big damage. And I believe by the sound of that motor, I think that that engine has expired. Oh, God dang. Dang pace car getting with it. Watch this guy. Get a little drift here. Well, he was getting with it. That's what I'm talking about right there. That pace car driver getting on down. Little formula drift here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh, under our 7th caution of the night on lap 96 of 125. So it is, man, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. And of course, your top 3 in points sitting 1, 2, 3. Oswald, Rogers, and Stefan. Stefan, of course, was really took a lot to get around Brandon Meyer. So I'm interested to see what he's got for the top 2. Now, everybody's fastest lap is about the same. So everybody's got similar speed, but just how consistent can you be with those lap times? Oswald's going to get the jump from being the leader. And what is Stefan going to be able to do? As we get back going green, Oswald does exactly what he needs to do. Gets out front. And A.J. Rogers jumps up on the high line with Stefan early on. See if Stefan jumps up into that top line. We see initially through the first couple of corners that bottom line will be pretty quick. And you saw him gain up a ton of time. But he's got to get up under that top line right in front of Will. That bottom line does not seem fast enough right now. A surprise to see him kind of sticking with it. As got a battle for the lead. A.J. Rogers not scared to run the top line. You can't save the tires now. You only got 25 laps to go. If you want to get the win, you got to get it. So A.J. Rogers going to jump up to the high side. I'm surprised to see Oswald not defend it a little bit more. Maybe he's expecting sort of a crossover. If Oswald goes up, A.J. Rogers is going to get a huge run off the bottom line. Well, I'm going to stay here on this battle as we watch it for battle for the lead. Oswald going to give him the outside as they go down into turn 1 and 2. Oswald tries to squeeze him, but just not able to. Now AJ's got the position on the outside. Side by side for the lead with 22 laps to go. I think A.J. Rogers is going to get him. That top side momentum is just too strong. Be interested to know why Josh decided to just work the bottom. We'll get a chance to ask him as long as he can finish in the top 3. But, yeah, just kind of gives up the lead there. I'm a little surprised by that. With the point situation the way that it is, I did not expect him to just give him that position, but these guys on the same team, so they know what they're doing. But A.J. Rogers out front, starting to pull away a little bit, about a tenth, that 10th faster that last lap, as George Fernandez down on the apron. And this time by about 300ths faster, so Oswald's starting to pick up a little speed. Top two damn near identical lap times every lap. As you see, not that much difference, but Rogers just a tiny bit faster every lap, and he's definitely starting to put a gap on Oswald. Has 12 laps to go. If things finish the way that they are, we're going to finish with 4 cars on the lead lap. It has been a messy race here at Bristol. I just definitely don't know what I'm talking about by saying that Bristol should have some long green flag runs. You just think with how much room and a couple different lines to play around with that we would be able to not have so many cautions. But, man, it has been a rough one tonight. As more than half the field is sitting on pit road getting repairs done. And as you watch every lap, just a little bit of red. Not that much different in lap time, but just enough. As come to 7 to go. Oswald a little bit faster that lap, but he's going to need a lot more than that. Maybe get a help from this lap car here as George Fernandez going a lap down. Oswald gains almost a 10th that last lap. Definitely pushing hard. 5 laps to go. Drops a little bit on that last lap. AJ Rogers takes 3 to go. Just has to be smooth and no mistakes here, and he should be able to get the win tonight at Bristol and extend that points lead out just a little bit as we get down to 2 races to go in the Killin Time Tour mod. White flag is out for AJ Rogers. 8/10 of a second lead over Josh Oswald. Comes out of turn 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Just completely on rails, able to be smart, be smooth, and takes home the checker flag here at Bristol. Started on pole and brings home the victory. Josh Oswald in second, Mike Steffen third, Will Dravicki fourth, Mike Hasty fifth, William Griffith sixth, Tyler Rice seventh. That was the last of the running cars as Brandon Meyer in eighth, Chuck Feltz, Jonathan Cofield rounding out the top 10. Alex Veith 11th, Ray Page 12th, and George Fernandez 13th, all with substantial damage. So pretty messy race. A lot of cars involved in issues, more than half the field. But pretty good little battle up towards the front. And AJ Rogers able to take home what I believe is his second win of the season. It is. So he joins the 2-win category along with Donald Clark. Let's go ahead and talk to some guys, and we'll see if we can go ahead and talk to Mike Steffen, see what he thought about the race. Hey, Mike, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's up, Ed? Yep.
Well, pretty good race for you tonight. Started 6th, finished 3rd. Seemed to be missing just a little bit of speed there from the top 2, but pretty dang good race. You had a really nice battle with Brandon Meyer. Took you a while to get around him. He finally made a mistake and were able to get sole custody of that 3rd place position. But yeah, talk about your race, man. How was it for you, and maybe what did you need a little bit to run down those top two?
Yeah, no, good question. He's like, okay, cool. So, yeah, I mean, those guys can certainly tell me what they did, but no, Josh and AJ had those things on rails, so we weren't really close to them speed wise. Yeah, the goal just really kind of keep the thing in one piece, especially at Bristol. Then it kind of changed to we need more speed, but no, happy with the setup. But those guys were quick all night, so we were just missing a little something. Car got a little tight there at the end. Probably could have been a little looser early, but yeah, this is what it'll take it.
Yeah, third place, man, it's a great finish. I mean, just to survive this race apparently was a win in itself. Is man, a lot of carnage, a lot of cautions, but you were able to stay up front, man, get up front and kind of stay up there. Nice little battle with Brandon. So it looked like it was pretty racy. The bottom line looked like it was really tough to pass, which is pretty usual at Bristol. Is that kind of what you found?
Yeah, both lines seem to be pretty even. I think it kind of bounced back and forth a little bit there at the end, and then yeah, kind of that middle high line. Yeah, but it was really two good racing lines all night.
Well, all right, Mike. Well, congratulations on the third place finish. Another great finish for you. And as always, man, tell me who helps you get around the track, sponsor shout outs, those type of
Yeah,
things.
man. Sure. Rockin' Nation. Thanks to Mike Hasty again for helping with the setup. Um, and Brandon and George for hanging out every week. So yeah, it's been fun.
All right, man. We'll see you later. Good race.
Thanks, Eddie. See ya.
Well, let's get our second place finisher, Josh Oswald, in here and talk to him. All right, Josh is Eddie in the booth. Got me?
Yeah, man, I got you. How you doing?
Well, good. My head's spinning from all these cautions, but you and AJ kind of set yourself apart there, especially at the end. You led majority of the race, had a really really fast piece, got to control a majority of it after getting by him early. Talk about your race and yeah, how'd it go?
Car was on a rail. I mean, setup spot on. It just AJ did a little bit better job of saving tire than me. I mean, towards the end, I started running the middle because figured I'm not giving up the bottom. If he wants it, he can go to the top, and if he gets around me on the top, well, then he's just faster there. And hats off to him. We raced it hard. We raced it clean. He got the win. I mean, I've gotten wrecked out of like our last 4 Bristol races, so second place, I'll take it.
Well, a question I have, and I would love to know the answer because we saw all kinds of lines being run all race long. Saw people able to be fast early on in the bottom, and then gradually start to move up to the top as the momentum of the top side was just far superior. But you seem to want to run the bottom the whole time. Was that intentional? Because I know when AJ got to you, and like you just said, I mean, it seemed like you were hell bent on just making him pass you around the top. Did you think about maybe trying to jump up in the top line and block that momentum, or you feel like the bottom is where you wanted to be?
Bottom's definitely for me. I tried running the top in practice. I didn't like it. So I in every fast lap I ran in practice was around the bottom, so I figured that's where I was gonna stay. I was able to get a good arc, kind of dive it in there, carry my speed through the corner. Just as I said, wish I would have saved a little bit more front tire, but either way with me and AJ finishing up front, that's 1-2 for velocity. So it's a good day for the team.
Well, all right, man. Well, hey, pretty fun race up front. You kind of had a lot of fun was going on behind you. You were kind of setting the pace, and then there at the end, AJ was able to get around you. But man, a pretty good show for you. You kind of set the pace for the field, and just came up a little bit short. But congratulations, man, on second place finish. It's gonna extend that points lead just a little bit. I know you're gonna say you don't care about points, but with 2 races left, you know, um,
If
I,
I do the math, I think AJ's 12 ahead of me. A lot can happen in 2 races. Just going to go out and finish as best as where I can. I mean, Lanier's up next, and last season at Lanier, I led every lap and won the race. So hopefully to repeat and do that again and cut into his point lead and make it interesting at the finale.
yeah. And if next week, if he's right in front of you or something, you could just put him in the wall, and that way it'll really close it up a lot quicker. So now I know you don't race like that. That's more my avenue. So I. But anyway, yeah, good finish, man. Second place. As always, man, who helps you get around the track, sponsor shout outs and stuff like that.
Everybody at Velocity Motorsports and Superior Performance Motorsports, Kent at Shockeye Racing Performance. Like I said, setup is spot on. Big Frig coolers. If you don't have one, get yourself one. Keep yourself colder longer. I'd like to thank you for taking care of the broadcast, all the other admins at Thunderstruck to keep this league going. I think it's the first night we had a real light car count. We've had 20 plus every week in the mods. It's phenomenal. And just my friends and family to watch at home and cheer me on.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Eddie.
All right. Well, one remains. It's AJ Rogers. Let's bring him in here. AJ, this is Eddie. You got me?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
What's happening, fella? Well, congratulations on your second win. You move up into the second win group. It's only two of you, so you're in elite category now as you were able to pass Josh Oswald there at the end on the outside and take the win. Talk about your race, man. How'd it go for you? Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. This is probably one of the best handling tour mods I've drove at Bristol. I usually am not good here, but I could run the bottom, I could run the middle, I could run the top, and I figured Josh was going to protect the bottom, and took a couple laps around the top to get it sped up a little bit. I thought I could have got him, and I did, and it was fun. I can't complain one bit.
Well, I mean, to me, it's always so boring when you get up there and there are two teammates fighting for the lead because y'all were so damn nice, and it just pisses me off. As he gave you all the room in the world, and I just hate that.
Yeah, I hated that he gave me all that room, but then again, I was a little faster than Josh was, and he ran a good race. At the first middle of the race, he was quick. I was trying to save. I figured I'd need to save a little bit of tire for the end, and I think that's what helped me out. But a big shout out to him and especially the guys that work on this car and get the setup set up for us. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be running up front. That's for sure.
Well, like we were saying, talking to Josh, I mean, everybody doesn't really. They say, "Oh, I don't care about the championship and all that kind of stuff," but I know you do, and you can't lie to me. And if you're
No,
gonna
I want it.
yeah, you're extending that points lead out just a little bit after this race, and getting that win, be able to pass him, it's just going to continue to stretch it out. He said there's a lot that can happen in two races, and he's right. But man, you've looked so strong, consistent all season long. You got to be feeling good going into the last two.
Yeah, I definitely do. I want to keep that momentum up. So, things can definitely change, but I will run smart and race my race and be there at the end.
All right, man. Well, you got any shout outs, any sponsors, anything?
Dixie Products, and then huge shout out to my friends. I mean, if it wasn't for those guys, like I've said before, hanging out here on Discord and then out and out racing wouldn't be the same. So big shout out to those guys.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, and looking forward to the last two races, man. See if you can take home this championship.
All right, buddy, and thank y'all. Thanks for putting on a good show for us, everybody to watch. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Bristol Motor Speedway, man. A messy race, lots of cautions, but hey, at the end, we had a really good race for the win. AJ Rogers able to pull it out and get it done here tonight. So, want to thank everybody. Big Frig, of course. I think they got a little sale going on right now. I think it's, don't let me, 30% off. Starting on the 20th through the 31st, so time's running out. You get 30% off a Badlands cooler. So definitely go check out Big Frig. Try to get you a little bit of get you a cooler. Well, I don't even know what. Go get you a cooler, man. Summer is starting to pick up. Sorry, I'm falling apart here during this. I need a read. I need them to give me something to read because I can't spitball this stuff. But 30% off a cooler, man, right before summer. Perfect time to jump in there and go get you one. If you're thinking about pulling the trigger, now is the time. But you got to act quick. 31st is when the sale's over, so you got about 6 days. So go on and get you one. I want to thank them for being a part of it. Also want to thank Killin Time, Kai Shapper, for being a sponsor here in this particular series. But great night. Really, really enjoyed that. And thank y'all for watching Rebel Racing Network. And they'll be back in the super late tomorrow night on Intensity. Thunderstruck will. And Rebel Racing Network will be at the Apex E-Series Showdown Bristol Dirt, man, come on out. That ought to be a lot of fun to see. Looking forward to that. So, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.